I've noticed three types of listings that tend to be my biggest Etsy ads budget blowers. On the thumbnail, be honest, if you clicked into this video because you got curious, there's large text on that thumbnail that says, don't do Etsy ads, and then smaller text that you probably couldn't read quickly. Let me know down in the comments if you clicked into this video because that made you a little curious. Hopefully it was at least some of you, because it will help me illustrate one of the points I'm going to make in this video today. Here's a screenshot of my ads, and everything was fine up until we see this huge spike. Most of the month I was running right around $130 spend on my ads, and it was profitable. But here I pop up quickly to $297, $356, $443, $400, $336, and $370. I was not checking on them. It rose quickly. Now I do run $1,000 a day on my Etsy ads. As you just saw, I don't spend $1,000 a day, but I want to address that real quick because this can be applied to anybody. What I'm about to share with you can be applied to anybody. There are three types of listings or design styles that I have noticed are huge budget blowers for me. I still run ads on them, but I have to be mindful to go in and look at them, especially since I have a large ads budget that I'm playing with. You might be running $2 a day. This would still apply to you because you don't want these listings to waste that entire ads budget. As literally just sitting here now doing my ads, I opened up the ads to take a look at them, and I gasped out loud because of the money I lost last week doing my Etsy ads. Tucker was sitting here next to me. He turned around startled because of the loud noise I made as my jaw dropped, literally. So I figured I'd grab my cell phone real quick, record this video. This is what's prompting me to make this video. I'm going to go over all three of these with you, but we're going to head over to the table to continue this conversation. I think we'll be a little more comfortable. Everyone except Tucker might be a little more comfortable. I'll meet you over there. Okay, this is better, a little more comfortable for everyone except Tucker, but he did find himself a comfy spot on the couch. Number one, ads budget blower number one type of listing or design would be a design with some curiously small text in it. If done correctly, this can create humor in a design. It can also create curiosity in your design, and it can make someone stop scrolling through all of those search results and clicking into your design. And that's great. But it is the kind of design that we do need to keep an eye on, because it can have people clicking in to see what it said and then clicking back out because it wasn't quite what they were looking for. A picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's take a look at some listings on Etsy that are either popular right now, have a bestseller badge, or have 20 in the cart. But I would pay big bucks that these sellers have to keep an eye on these listings if they're running ads on them. From the thumbnail, 12 days of labor and delivery unit nursing pops out at us. And we understand that each of those little images with the tiny writing under it is going to be some funny related thing that a labor and delivery nurse would think is funny. But that labor and delivery nurse is now curious, even if this wasn't something they're wanting to buy right now, and most likely they're curious enough to go ahead and click in so they can find out what it says. This baby onesie is super funny, and quickly from the thumbnail we can see if you can read this, then you can, but we're most likely going to have to click in to read the rest. Change my diaper. From the thumbnail we can see this is going to say nursing slang alphabet. But if we want to know what any of that funny alphabet is, we're going to have to click into the listing to get a better look. At first glance, this says I love my students, but we're probably going to have to click in to find out what that small writing is. I love it when my students stop talking. Once again, it's not easy being my wife's arm candy is easily readable. But then we've got to be curious about what that small writing says. Many of us are going to click in and have to read the rest of it. But here I am nailing it. Now, I would say about 9 out of 10 of my listings that play with this large text and small text either to create curiosity, like in the alphabet shirt, or to create humor, like in the arm candy shirt. 9 out of 10 of the ones that have started getting traction in my shop, I'd say 9 out of 10 of those blow up my ads budget, and not in a good way. If I start getting messaged on a design like that, or I start getting sales quickly one day on a design like that, that's extra awareness for me to go into my ads and make sure that that listing isn't messing up my ads budget, isn't blowing it up. Because those are indicators, messaging, purchases, favorites, those are indicators that that listing is getting more traffic. And if that listing is getting more traffic, I want to see how my ads are playing into that, how my ads are directing that traffic there, and if it is directing it there in a profitable way. So that would be indicators to go look in on that. I can tell you that that is the type of listing that lost me so much money this past week. They are fairly new listings, and I played with this with a couple of different color schemes. I knew I was basing the design idea on a really well-researched idea. So I did make several versions of it in my shop. All of them blew up, and they all lost me money except for one of them. For whatever reason, one of those listings is profitable in the ads department. And one of them is a bestseller, but I had to go ahead and turn it off because it was just losing me too much money. I do wish I could show you the design so that you could see exactly what I'm talking about, but the examples I gave you are excellent examples and really exactly what I'm talking about. The reason I can't show you the design is because on a channel like this, a ton of people would copy it verbatim and use it in the very same niche that I'm using it in. But the good news is that I realize it's really hard to understand how to use the research you're doing from the market, which would be Etsy, and apply it in a new and different way so that you can make something new and valuable to the market, which is exactly what I've done with this design that's blowing up in my shop. So if you are looking for help with that, I am going to leave a link up here and a link down in the description to a playlist where I teach you step by step how to add value to the market, which is exactly how I'm getting so much traction on this design that I just put out. It is learning how to apply those ideals that I teach in that series, and I'm going to keep teaching that series. I'm doing one every single month. So if you're not a subscriber, hi, I'm Simply Shano. We so welcome you to the channel. We're a friendly bunch here. Go ahead, take a moment, subscribe. I always premiere the videos. I'm always in the chat. You can ask me questions. We can talk if you're at the premiere. And if you're a regular around here, take a second if you're finding value from this and you feel like I might save you a little money with your ads to go down and boop the like button for me. Ads budget blower number 2 is a one and done type of listing, meaning that you only had that one listing in your shop in that niche. Or maybe it's not even that you only had one listing. Maybe it's the only one good listing you have so far. Maybe you took some other stabs, but they weren't very good designs. I know, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Let me show you why this is important and how it impacts you. Here we are on Etsy, and to highlight the point that we're about to make about this being a problem with our ads, if we're losing ads budget, let's pretend we're a customer. We are totally into golfing. We love to golf, and we are looking to buy ourselves a golfing shirt. So here we are, we've typed in golf shirt at the top of the search bar, and that's what we're here to buy. We start looking and we see this one here. Now this is on an ad. For the record, I would not normally click into someone's listing with an ad because I want to treat other Etsy sellers well. I do not want to waste our ads budget. I thought this is worth mentioning here so we could all pass it forward and create a community of Etsy sellers that treat each other well. But for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to need to click into their ad. I'm going to click in. So now I'm interested in this, and what's the first thing that a customer is going to do? They're probably going to look down at the reviews to make sure that people are liking their purchase. Now, if they really liked this design and they were done shopping and they have looked at some other designs and now they feel like, yeah, I'm settling on this one, they're probably going to buy it now or add to cart. But maybe you're one of the first people they've clicked into and they're not quite ready to make that commitment yet. Etsy is going to show them more from your shop after they've scrolled down under the reviews and the pictures. This is your chance to seal the deal. They get to shop more from you. So hopefully you have more golfing things, because if other things are showing up here, they're not going to be interested in other things. They want a golf shirt. That's what we're here to buy. Now, if you weren't able to convert them into a customer yet, then they're going to see other things they might like. So these are golfing shirts from other shops. And if they decide that they like one of these better, they're going to click on one of these and they're going to not be in your shop anymore. So let's go back and look at another example. We're going to scroll down and I found it here. It says Go Mustangs. I don't suggest using Mustangs in any of your designs unless you're sure that that's not like a team name, which would be, protected. You don't want to infringe. So now you've clicked in here. Now this listing is doing well. It's in 6 carts, but I've clicked in and maybe I'm not quite ready to commit to a purchase yet. So I'm going to go look at my reviews. Okay, the reviews are looking good, but maybe I'm just not quite ready. I want to look at a few more designs first. I scroll down. I see more from your shop, but there is absolutely nothing golf related here. I am not going to be interested. I wasn't here to buy any of these things. So now I'm going to completely dismiss anything else from your shop. And now I get to shop some other things that I'm interested in the golfing niche down here, but these are all other people's shops. Let's say I like someone else's design better, and now I'm no longer in your shop. You just got charged for a click into that listing, but now you're not going to be able to convert that person into a customer. So if you are losing money on your ads budget and you have something blowing up, but when the customer goes into your shop, they've got nothing else to see from your shop here, then you're going to want to either turn that ad off or start building out your shop with other things that can pop up right here for them. Case in point, let's see this in action in a real shop. So here's my shop. This is some of my ads data here. We're going to pay attention to the ROAS, which is return on ad spend. I like to see at least a 3 here. If it's under a 3, I consider the ad struggling. If it's above a 3, the higher you get, the more profitable that ad is. Usually right around 3, it's pretty close to breaking even for me. Now here is the spend column, how much I have actually spent. You only spend if they actually click in. So this particular listing got 4,810 views. It showed up in search results. Out of those times it was in front of people in search results, 72 people clicked into it, and that resulted in 2 orders. I was charged $31.16 for those 72 clicks. But those 2 orders brought me $319.92 in revenue. It's a group type listing, which is why those 2 orders were able to bring me in so much revenue. The one I want to pay attention to, though, is down here, 17. That's a great one. Now, this is the one, it's got a 12. Oh, we must have passed it. Here it is. This one surprised me because it's a new design. And when I was looking at my ads results, I thought, oh, I haven't even sold mini shirts from this design. How do I have $245 revenue? So this particular listing has gotten 86 clicks. It's shown up for over 4,000 people. Out of those 4,000 people, 86 people clicked into it. 3 of those people ordered. Now, when we look a little bit deeper into this, I'm going to click into the detailed stats. I need to expand the data. And then I can go scrolling down to underneath all of this information about the phrases. And here I get more information on exactly what was selling. Here I see revenue, $23.79. This was the revenue that someone actually clicked into this listing and they bought from this new listing, $23.79. That was the only person that clicked into this listing and purchased this actual listing. These other 2 orders here were not the listing that was being promoted. These 2 people scrolled down and saw other items from my shop and clicked into a different listing. This person bought 2 shirts from that listing, and this person bought 6 or 7 shirts from that other listing. So had I not had other things in my shop pop up in that area underneath that says more items from the shop, I would not have made these sales, and my revenue would only have been $23.79, and I would have lost out on these. Ads budget blower number 3, using all general or broad SEO phrases, that's your title and your tags. It's what you are placing on your listing to help Etsy understand who to match your listing with. The customer comes in, they type something in the search bar, and then Etsy looks at your title and your tags to see if you have something similar. You want to make sure that you don't only have broad or general terms, but very specific ones as well. You also want to make sure you're cleaning that up in your ads data and turning off broad or general phrases, keyword phrases, if that listing is not profitable for you. Okay, so let's talk for a second about intentionally staying generic when you're putting together your block of SEO, because you're thinking, well, this is going to put more eyeballs on my listing, so that's a good thing, right? Writing something like teacher shirts is going to get so many more searches than writing something about third grade first day of school teacher shirts. This is a big mistake. You do not want all broad or general terms to describe your listing. Etsy will struggle to get your listing in front of the right type of customer. Take a look at this example. Let's loop back to that sweatshirt we were looking at the beginning of this video. A terrible idea would be to want to stay very generic for this design, so that we could get more eyeballs on it. That's often the thought process behind that. So a terrible block of SEO for your title might be nurse shirt, nurse gift, nurse appreciation gift, nursing tee, nurse t-shirt, Christmas tee, shirt for women, gift for nurse, gift for her. We've really missed all of the opportunities we have to express and represent really who this shirt is going to be interesting to. A much better block of SEO would be labor and delivery nurse holiday shirt, 12 days of labor and delivery unit nursing shirt, LD nurse group holiday tee, L&D Christmas shirt. If you do find in your ads that you're showing up for a lot of generic terms and that those are getting a lot of views and getting a lot of clicks, then sure, it is bringing a lot of eyeballs to your listing, but at what cost? Because a lot of those clicks might not be turning into buying customers for you. Instead, you're just purchasing a click from them and then they're clicking away. Customers often do 2 searches. They come in and they do a broad search like teacher shirts, and then they do a much more specific search, which gets them closer to their buying decision, such as testing teacher shirt. I have more about that in this free tutorial that I'll leave linked up here, but you might want to wait until after this video is over, so I'll also link it down below so you have quick access to it. But definitely do not be afraid to turn off those generic or broad phrases in your unprofitable ad. This is the data from one of my listings. It's a teacher listing, and I recently had to turn it off because it was spending a lot of budget. Now, it has a pretty decent revenue, but it was still at something like 1.5 or something like that as far as ROAS. Now, the problem with this ad, I would have first cleaned it up, but this one has a glitch on it. If anyone has a secret on how to work around this glitch, let me know down in the comments. I am unable to clean it up. Over here, I should have a tab that lets me turn these phrases off, but it's not letting me. This happens to me every once in a while, so I just had to turn it off. The phrases that this listing is coming up most primarily for are very generic. Teacher appreciation gifts, teacher gift, teacher appreciation, teacher gifts, teacher shirts, teacher. After this, I'm not going to pull the screen up. After this, they get more specific, and they are terms that I would leave on. I would turn all of these off of this listing. These are way too generic. So for example, if this was like maybe a testing shirt, I would make sure all of my phrases said teacher, testing, and shirt. I wouldn't leave gift on if it wasn't making me money, if it wasn't a profitable ad. So for that reason, I had to turn this one off. Again, the listings that were blowing up my ads budget were teacher listings, and I had to turn a lot of those listings or those ads off. But even so, after I did my numbers for the week and profit, I still earned around $2,500 profit. If you are looking for help with the teacher niche, I did make a resource. I will leave it linked down below if you're interested in picking up that resource for yourself. I did not make all this money in the teacher niche by making shirts that say teacher on them. In that resource, I do reveal the specific sub-niches that I'm working in that are creating lots of revenue, therefore lots of profit in my shop. Shout out to Charlene here, who did purchase that teacher calendar. She messaged me in my email. She said, I just wanted to take the time to thank you so much for helping us on YouTube. I used one of your niches on the teacher niche calendar and had a popular now badge with 20 plus in the cart. I owe that to you. Thank you. I'm hoping now it turns into a bestseller. Of course, Charlene owes me nothing. She did all the hard work. I'm glad that that resource helped her with that. Now that was April 12th. Super excited. On April 15th, a couple days later, she messages me again. Shauna, guess what? I have a bestseller badge for the listing I was telling you about. Yay, yay. I am so excited. Not making six figures yet, but I am so grateful. I'm so proud of Charlene for taking action on those things that she saw in the calendar. And I know you remember this design from earlier, this holiday themed design. It is already getting traction. I am filming this in early May, and we've already got holiday things starting to pop off. I've already sold a couple things in my shop from last year that sold well for the holidays, and I'll definitely be going hard by July listing in my shop for Q4. Q4, if you're not familiar, is October, November, and December. I made $75,000 profit in my shop during Q4 last year. It is hard to prepare for Q4 early because you won't have any best sellers readily able to research. But I did create a resource for that also. So if you're not interested in the teacher resource, this might be something that you might find more useful. In that Q4 resource, you will find over 15 holiday scalable phrases for easy designing, 25 product ideas that go great for the holidays, that sell great for the holidays, a list of over 40 target customers that are coming to Etsy to shop during Q4. You'll find design aesthetics that work well on Etsy. And one of my favorite pieces is the 30 plus holiday activities to make designs for. Spoiler alert, I'll give you an example. Like, people have gingerbread house decorating parties. They buy shirts for things like that to wear as a group. A lot of group niches during the holidays. When we think holidays, a lot of times we just think, oh, we're going to wear a shirt for Christmas Eve or for Christmas morning. No, there are so many more opportunities than just that. And it'll be complete with a calendar with nice, easy listing dates so you can see when you should start listing for things and when you should have them listed by. And of course, lots of my personal success secrets are in there and tips about the niches that I personally have found success with. So I do urge you to start getting ready for Q4, and if you do need help, I'll leave that link down below. I'll also leave my general niche calendar and resource link down below, as that's my bestseller, and I get a lot of great feedback about people getting good results with the information provided there. Oh, and I almost forgot. Remember this nurse alphabet slang design? Okay, so now that you know what to look out for while running ads to a design like this, you have got to watch the completely free tutorial I made on how to use this design in new and creative ways so that you can add value to the market and get some of your own bestseller badges. I'll see you over there, but of course, not until after that tip from Tucker. Tucker, take it away.